Back on the Durango today. The shocks came in, so we're gonna jack up the rear here. And we're gonna get the rear shocks put on quick. And then once we get the rears on, we're gonna jack up the front end and put the front end shocks on, and then we're gonna take a good look at the front suspension, make sure and figure out what's all needing replaced up there. So I do have a shake in the front end. And the steering feels a little loose, if you want my opinion. Anyway, we're gonna jack up on the axle here. I'm gonna crack that lug, or the lugs loose on that tire, and then we'll do the shock quick. Tire's off. This is the leaky tire, so I'm gonna bring this inside and I'm gonna spray it down with some dish soap, see if I can find the leak in it. But drum came off right away, so I figured I'd inspect the used brake job we did. These are all. The original drum was locked on the wheel and it would not spin. To get this vehicle out of where it was sitting for 14 years, we had to beat the drums off and pull the hardware out. So this was replaced with junkyard shoes, junkyard springs, and everything. I don't remember if we did the wheel cylinder or if we freed the one that was existing. I'd have to go back and look. I don't remember. But I thought I noticed a drip out of the hole that has no rubber plug in it when I was under here the other day, and sure enough, if you look here, that wheel cylinder's dripping. So that wheel cylinder's bad. We're gonna replace it. Luckily, we have brand new copper lines, so that should come right out. So we'll replace this guy, get it on order anyway to replace. And so what we got to do, I think Dad just mounted the tire. I just heard it. We got a bolt down there, and then we got a bolt and a nut up there. Or it might be a welded nut on the thing there, hopefully, but that's what we got to do to get that out. So I'm gonna get a jack stand under there, drop the jack, and then I'll be able to get under there to work on it. Because I don't think I can. Yeah, there's a frame rail in the way, so I can't get up here to see it. Alright, so I just put some air in the tire because it was pretty low. We got, what, 36 pounds of pressure, so we're going to take just soap. We're going to start by checking for bead leaks. Let's check the valves down over in here. I got a feeling the way it leaks. I aired it up this morning, and coming home from work, it's already down, so I got a feeling there's a nail in it or something. Yeah, I don't see nothing leaking fast enough that it would make a difference. I bet you there's a nail in it. We'll flip it over. Carefully set it down so I don't mar up the rim. Right here. I'm not using it right now. Gotta find the hole in this leaky tire. I think there's a nail in it somewhere. That's what I'm gonna do. It's nice out. Yeah, I'm not seeing any bead leaks, so. Alright, let's find this nail or screwer. Whatever you want to call it. Switch hands here. Oh, look at that. It's quite the leak. Oh, hello, Mr. Nail. That's a really quick leak. Wow. I think I said that was a nail. That was actually an old patch that had failed, so I pushed that out, stuck a new patch in it, and it's holding there for now, so we'll see how that lasts. Certainly better than it was, put it that way. Got it lowered down. It's about ride height, so I'm like, why not check the diff fluid while we're in here? And looking pretty good. We're up to level. There's fluid in there. A little brown, but it ain't bad. It's definitely diff fluid, so good to go. And I did feel this after driving it, and it didn't get hot or anything, so I knew there was something in it, so she's good to go. Alright, I got the old shock out. 15 millimeter bolts with 18 mil nuts. It looks like you would be able to reach going out here if you remove the plastic, but I'm not doing that because all the clips will break. So I got an 18 mil wrench here, 15 mil ratchet, and I got it out. This shock was actually good. The old one that was here was still functioning, so I'll hang on to it, but here's the new one. And they put the strap so it is just the right size.
Hey, you want to take my car?
Alright, got it all bolted back up. Come here, strap. And just like that, we've got one new shock. I got some shiny up under here. I figure I got this side off, I might as well just pop this off real quick. And then we got it taken care of. So, cue me realizing I should have taken that nut off while I had the shock off. But, well, we'll get this one, and then we'll have to get a wrench with a breaker bar on that one. Whoops. Now, I don't have the sway bar links, but I figure I'll take them off because they're not doing anything based on the state of that one over there. So, I might as well get them off while I'm under here, make putting them on easier. Alright, well, that ball is seized on that sway bar. So, here's my plan at this point. I'm just gonna get the sway bar, bushing, couple cup holder things out on both sides. That guy's already disconnected. We'll just pop the sway bar out, and then I can beat both these sides off, you know, on the bench or something. That's what I think I'm gonna do here, and then we'll see if I can snake it out without pulling the shocks. Otherwise, I gotta pull that shock anyway. So, yeah, that's about where we're at. So I'll bring you back when I get sway bar out, hopefully. And now it's the tomorrow problem. I had it on the run to, what I should have done is I should have tightened it back down. So now my options are tomorrow, pull the other one off, hopefully, see if I got enough bite to get a vice grip to spin it back and forth, or probably get on here and tighten it and bring it out that bottom. Otherwise, we'll snap that welded nut off and it'll get through bolted in some fashion. So, not looking terrible either way, but it ain't easy, so I'm gonna call it a night. Oh, look at that, guys. I got the sway bar out and the links. I got the other 3 bolts out. They sat in penetrating oil for the last day or two. Well, I guess all last night and all today. So they came out no problem. And here's our bad bushing right there. See that one? This one isn't so bad. Just this one on the passenger side is junk. But we got all these out. Got the sway bar out. I gotta get these links out here. So that's a little trick to get out with the shocks both in there. Before I put this in, I'll have that shock out, and then I'll put this back in and make it easier anyway. But I did get it out, so it's possible. It's a little shiny. Look at that. I figured while I had it off, I'd paint it real quick. This is just the primer. That'll kind of fade out, and then I'm gonna put like a gloss black over top of it. So that's gonna look nice. Brand new sway bar. $19.92. That ought to spray really well in the outside at 40 degrees. In the damp January winter. Looks pretty good, actually. I laid it on pretty thick. So here's what we got going on here to get these sway bar links. So I've got an 18 mil wrench here. I think we got a 5/16 that's pinched up here because this is all rusty naturally. And a little bit of heat and a lot bit of that. And we're slowly working it off of there. So we'll keep trying that for a couple hours here. I mean, like 10 minutes hopefully, but we'll see. Which one of you were going to tell me that was through bolted? Wasn't going to try to take this panel off and break all the clips, so I made us an access hole right there. Yeah, so I broke it loose, and I'm like, I can hear it spinning, but it doesn't feel like it like stripped threads or like anything. I was hoping there wasn't a nut in the frame. No, it's through bolted. So there we go. We got an access hole, and now we'll be able to get on this side with a ratchet and everything. So. See, with the shock out, to get that sway bar link out, I got a big ratchet on this side and a big breaker bar on this side with my conveniently cut access hole. So this is going to be the easy game now. But yeah, on this brake, I don't think that wheel cylinder's leaking. That one looks okay from what I can see here. I do need to tighten them up. Despite the adjusters being free, they haven't adjusted themselves very well. But let's peek in here. I suppose while we're here. Looks dry in there. Oh, no, it's bad. I can... Is it? Or is that grease from when I was in here? I'm thinking it might be going. Yeah, it's bad. I better pick that side up, too. Oh, I suppose. They're only 13 bucks. But, well, here's why this one isn't adjusting. I mean, yeah, that'll do it. Yeah, I was looking at that earlier, and I didn't catch that. That explains something. Would you look at that? Well, I'll get that pop back on. Yeah, I ain't going to adjust when the adjuster spring ain't hooked up. Nice. All right, yeah, so I'll put that back in. I'm going to get a wheel cylinder for this side, too. But I think I got to go pick up sway bar bushings because the ones I ordered are the wrong ones. I'm 100% sure they're the wrong ones. There's like 4 different sway bar sizes this thing can have, or at least 4 different sizes of bushings they list for this, and I guessed the one that seemed to be popular, and I guessed wrong, I guess? So, we'll have to pick some up, and then I gotta pick this up, and then before I make the run, I'd like to get these shocks in, put the tires on at least, without the sway bar in or anything, and then I want to move it, get the front end up in the air, figure out what I need to get for the front end too. Then I just make one run, because we're looking pretty good for time today with everything coming out. And then at some point I got to get that bolt out. It's been soaking pretty good, and I think I can see the JB80 soaking through the threads and coming out the bottom, so that is gonna come out. It's gonna come out one way or another, but I think it's gonna come out just fine, because I was spinning it was loose, so. But I think there was crud in the threads, and it binded it up and snapped it right off naturally. Got green bean running, ready to move. Got the battery hooked back up in here. Let's see, she fires up like she's supposed to. Oh, wonder if somebody unplugged my battery. I didn't check to see if it actually charged or not. That's unfortunate. Well, I guess I'll put that back on the charger. Yeah, it's dead. Fires right up. Alright, so we got the Durango up in the air here. And I'm just doing some, shakedowns here. And then if I shake it up and down like that, I got no play. But if I do side to side on both tires, I don't know, you won't be able to see anything. But, here, look at the jack. If you look here, or if I do it like that, you can see the play, and I'm moving too, but there's play in this tire a little bit. And if I go over to this side, there's a lot of play. And this is the one I was suspect of, and I think there's a lot of play in that joint right there. I don't know. You'll have to trust me. There's play. If I can find the bit when I got it apart here, I'll show you. But I get these tires off here and start shaking stuff down. But we definitely got play somewhere in the steering system here up front. All right, so we're looking here. Tie rods are good. At least this side. I'm on this side. This tie rod's good, but I'm looking down here at the bolt joints. Aren't these usually got rivets here? I may or may not be wrong. I'll have to look at my dad's Durango actually, but if these are usually riveted, that's been replaced. But it looks like if it was a while ago. But look down here. If you look right there, that's a brand new ball joint on the lower ball joint. So it's had lower ball joints done right before it was parked. Huh. Well, so that's good actually. So good ball joints, probably a fresh alignment at the time. But ball joints are good. There's no play here. Here's the really blown shock. This is the one I know is junk because I can feel it do this when I'm driving it. So that one's got to go. It looks like it's just a nut up here. That'll probably give us trouble. Probably have to vice grip this and then a bolt right there. So, but yeah, it's not a play in here. It's play up in the steering arms. But I gotta get a good feel on it. But it's somewhere up there. That sway bar bushing looks a little rough, but I might ignore him. I see a baby screwdriver in that pan there that I probably put there. Huh. Other side tire's still on here, so I'll take this side off and we'll look on this side too. I'm thinking it's going to be about the same. Now, since we got good ball joints and tie rods and stuff, I did grease everything up, and everything took grease, so good thing we did that. So, very good, very good. So that's all got fresh grease in it. Really, it's just the steering, which I'm still got to figure out. Now, whatever is good up there will grease too. But I'm going to get my my overalls on and get under here. Get it on jack stands. Before I do that, I got stands sitting there, but they're not on yet. And then we'll get under there, we'll shake steering down. Probably recover my little needle screwdriver there that I see. So I was looking for that breaker bar with that 15 mil socket on it, because I needed the socket. I just set that there. Found it. Huh. Look at that. Funny, I wonder how that got there. You know what else I just realized? It's got an you can put an extension in it. What? Bruh. Today I learned you can extend the breaker bar. Isn't that cool? Look at that. I had it on the run, and then it seized up and snapped off, which works in my favor. But look at this. Look at that. I can feel it, but that's no good. That one's bad. And that was the problem. That was really rotten right there. Look at the twist. Well, let's get this out of here. Goodbye. Yeah, look at that. That's bad. Gotta get the bottom rubber out, I think. Let's make sure I got a new rubber with the shock before I bother taking that out, because that'll be a pain to get back in there. It looks like it's a press in, and it's probably all rust jacked in place. So I'll probably just leave on that. We'll see. We'll see. See what comes in the box. So I just got that 18 mil to get out there. That one shouldn't snap. I shouldn't even talk about that. But we'll get that guy out of the way and do the same thing on the other side, and hopefully it comes off that easy. Look at that bolt. That was sealed nice. There's no rust on it at all. That came out nice. Here's the shock though, so we're all good. That one's a little nicer. Look at that. Here's the new hardware. It's not like a press-in fit. It kind of just slides in there and it's, you know, a perfect fit without being like a press-in. You see what I mean? Look at that. So we're going to use new hardware mostly because that was all egged out and everything. So that's no good. So we're going to replace all new hardware, new bolts, everything. Alright, new shocks in, tightened all the way down. They gave you 2 nuts so you can double nut it just so it don't back off. Something like that anyway. That's what I'm doing. They gave me 2 nuts, I'm going to use them both. There was no direction, so I just did it. It's got it all squeezed in there. It's in there good. It ain't going anywhere, and it works. So Alright, verdict is in, guys. I had Dad move the steering and back and forth and stuff while I was, under feeling everything. So conclusion we came to is both inners are bad. They got play on the inners. And the idler arm, not this ball joint right here, but the ball joint up here where it bolts into the frame, that ball joint is really, really bad. That's the play I have on the passenger side, but also each of them's got play in the inners, which you don't want to have. The outers are fine. I'm gonna price it online, and we'll see what the difference is to just replace the outers while I got it apart. You know what I mean. But they look fine. I'm gonna look at the rubber on the driver's side. That rubber looks good, but it's the time we got it apart. Yeah, grease is squeaking out of the rubber. I mean, we'll see what the price is. But the problem is, there's two different idler arms that there could be. And now I'm sure that's based on what suspension package you have. And this one's an SLT, so it's got the big everything. But I'm going to get under here real quick. And if you look, let me turn the flash on for you. There's the idler arm, and there's where it bolts in the frame. So they have two different styles here. One's with 12 mil studs, and one's with 14 mil studs. I'm going to show you a quick and easy way on how to figure that out. So I got a 12 mil wrench here, right? Let's put that 12 mil wrench on the end here. Does it fit? No, not really. No, it doesn't fit. So, I got a 14 mil wrench here, right? Let's put that on. Oh, if I don't drop it here. Let's see if that fits. Oh, look, fits perfect. Alright guys, so I got the Durango on the trickle charger here. And inside here, if you can see it, we've got our ozone machine running. I got it set for 1 hour to start with. But we'll check on it in an hour here and we'll see how it improves. Smells not so bad in there, but you can tell there's a residual smell. We're gonna try to get rid of that. This fancy little tag they gave me with the ozone machine. I can smell it from out here, honestly. But yeah, I got it on a trickle charge because I gotta have the fans running so it circulates through the, you know, the HVAC system and everything. Gets anything out that's in there too. It blows the air around, so I'm gonna keep that so it trickle charges, keeps the fans running, keeps the battery from going dead. That goes dead every night right now because I think that computer. I got an RMA in progress, hopefully, cross our fingers. But there's a quick update. New computer take 2 just arrived today. I just installed it, plugged it in, and we're gonna hook the battery up, give it a shot. That one looks like it's had some work done on it, and the cover's been repainted on that one. It looks like it's been cut into in the back and then resealed up. So maybe that one's actually had like proper work done to it. We'll see. See if the battery's still got a charge to it, actually. Oh, it does. And she's alive, just like that. It's been a couple weeks since this was run, probably 3 weeks or so, because I had to take the computer out, ship it off. They had to build me a new one, send it back, and we've got no lights. It smells good in here too, by the way. So the ozone machine worked because the smell has not come back at all. It smells really good in here, like because I air bombed it after I ozoned it, and dude, it smells nice in here, like really, really nice. So ozone machine on Amazon, good. Second computer, good. We got fuel gauge, no check engine light, the mileage is good. So we are looking freaking sweet. Got oil pressure, 1201 on the clock. Very good. I'm gonna let this run, warm up, melt some of the snow off it because it's been sitting here and we've got snow and it got cold again. But yeah, it says 26. I don't know if I buy that. All right, we're back in business. Running, driving, good. Transmission's good to go. So I think this computer's good. I just gotta do some running to make sure it doesn't shut off, but it seems fine. Well, it's April 14th today. It's been a long while since I've looked at this Durango. Well, I've looked at it. It's been a little while since I've recorded anything here. But we're getting back to work here. It's a little windy. It's nice out, upper 70s. Here's our new sway bar bushings for the rear sway bar. The right ones, because I originally bought ones that were too small. Anyway, they look right. Seem right. Now we got to get the bushings on the bar, get the bar installed, bolted down here. But if you remember, here's the bracket bolts. As you can see, one is not like the other. Last night, me and Dad came out here, took the shock off here. One, because it's easier to put the sway bar on with the shock out, and two, because we need access here. We were able to take a chisel and a big sledge and bash this nut in until it busted all the welds off. So now that'll be a through bolt. So I gotta find hardware that is vaguely that length here. I gotta find a bolt like this and then a nut to go on the other side, and we'll just have to nut and bolt it because we ain't welding the new one on. Anyway, that was what was stopping us from putting that sway bar on. But we got everything. We're here ready to assemble. I gotta go get some grease here and grease these, slide them on there, and then put them bad boys right up there like that. And I gotta think about this again. I can never remember which way you want the slit to face on these bushings, so I'll look that up real quick. I always have to look it up. I never remember. So I will go ahead and do that. Actually, might be able to figure this one out here. See this right here? There's a little slot. Little witness mark here. What's that witness mark from? It's from that little bracket right there. And I put these in the same way I put the old bushings in. And I bet you I put the old bushings in the way they were supposed to face so I'd remember. So it looks like they go like that with this open end facing towards the back of the vehicle. Which, does that make sense? Yep, because when the sway bar gets weight, the weight ain't ever going to be right here, so it's not going to want to split that there. I think that makes sense. That's what we're going to do. We're going to do it that way. We're going to have it like that. And if they wear out, they wear out. They're just going to have to be replaced again, and we'll know they'll be able to come out again because they haven't been in there for over 20 years. Boom. That's how we're going to do it. If I'm wrong, correct me. If I'm not, I guess let me know I'm not. So, boom. I will bring you back when I have the sway bar in. Mostly because I need 2 hands to get, I can't even get the bushing back out of here that I slid in there just to make sure it fit. I need 2 hands and some grease to get the bushings over that. They're pain, new ones. These old ones, easy. I can rip these apart with 1 hand. Probably better rubber too, the OEM ones. But yeah, these are hard. Alright, sway bar is in, bolted down. I don't have the links on yet, but I just used some caliper grease, the here, well, you read it. Yeah, the good stuff, the blue stuff, you get this at O'Reilly or wherever, really. But still moves, doesn't wobble, so that's good. And this goes this way. You could put it in backwards and it kind of sits lower on the pumpkin, so it really only fits one way. You'll figure it out. It's either the one way or it's the other way. How about that? So now I'm gonna put these bad boys in. The way they work is, I believe these are the same on both sides. They just rotate them. So that little guy goes up top, and then you see a little bend out. He bends out, and then he goes this way onto the sway bar. It won't. I don't think it'll fit that way. I think it goes that way. So there you go. Watch me be wrong there, but I'm pretty sure it's only gonna fit right one way, which is like that, I think. We'll see. I'll let you know if that changes, but it goes that way. And then obviously for the passenger side, it goes like that. Boom. Sway bar links. Just realized I gotta take the tires off to get this upper bolt in. So that's neat. I guess I'll drive this thing off the ramps, get it up in the air on jacks, and take the damn tires off. That's annoying. Okay, you don't need to take the tires off, just jack it up until you get enough clearance. Just slide that bolt in. That's it. But I guess I'm doing this work with the jack down on the ground, or the vehicle on the ground now. So, but there, yeah, it's in. All right. Sway bar's in. All the sway bar bolts are tight on the bushings for all 4. Got the upper bolt nut tight on both sides. Got the grease zerks on. Got them both greased up. Got the castle nuts on and tight. Got the cotter keys in and smashed over. And we even got this shock back in and bolted down tight. And yes, it does go this way. It's got a tapered insert, obviously, and it's tapered on this side, so it slides in like that. Anyway, got them all greased up good. Everything looks good. The caps sit perfectly on the edge here, well, touching here. It's full of grease, so hopefully those last a little while anyway. That finishes up the rear suspension on this Durango finally. So that's cool. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to drive it off the ramps, turn around, drive it up the front, and we're going to try to tackle that transmission crossmember mount. So that way it doesn't slide like this and bind and do all weird stuff, you know. And then after we do that, we'll take it for a drive, make sure that cornering weird noise goes away, hopefully. Hopefully that's all it is. And then we need to think about tackling the front suspension, which by that I mean the idler arm and the inner and outer tie rods. And then I think it's drivable. I did get both wheel cylinders. I believe one of these wheel cylinders was weeping. It doesn't look like it is now, but it has been driven a little bit. I'm pretty sure the wheel cylinders in the rear need to be redone, which doesn't surprise me. Otherwise, I think it's done. We're starting to develop an exhaust leak out of that muffler, like I figured. It's starting to think about letting go over here. So, yeah. Hopefully it don't blow. Hopefully we can just leave it.